Hi, everyone. Oh, goodness. I have Meg here, and I love Meg so much. And you're going to love her energy as soon as your smile is like, how can you not love your smile? Yet then you talk, and it's like, oh, okay, we can love her more.
Mhm.
So I'm just so excited for everybody to hear from you today, Meg. For anybody who might be coming across this one video or one episode on the podcast, this is a series of me chatting to some women in our community who are currently in platinum experience, and I want to hear your perspective, your business, what you do, why you love what you do, all of that. So why don't I hand it right over to you, and you can let people know who you are, where you live, and what is the business you're in, and why do you love what you do?
Mm, so great. Thanks, Nick. I'm so happy to be here with you. I see your face too, and I think my smile just starts going. So I'm Meg, and I am one half of Radiant Effect, and we are a whole human health business. We are two women who have come together with years and years of expertise in different aspects of healthcare to create a platform and a space where we can help people on their journey to heal from a really grounded and authentic place that is expansive with knowledge, embodiment, and reflection practices. That's what we do. We have lots of different programming that we work with in order to meet people where they're at, to bring them in and give them the guide that they need for where they're at in their journey.
Mm.
And as we do that, it's just growing and expanding as we're working with platinum, which is so exciting. I come from a background of movement, and that is really at the heart of how I came into this space is as an embodied movement teacher. And this is kind of a newer description that I use for myself. I came from very much like a Pilates and yoga background, and that was really where I spent many, many years studying and educating myself. And I would say within the last 6 years or so, I just started to find a different type of language that is more inclusive of all of the types of work that I do and the ways that I
Mm.
show up that are more than just someone else's prescription of movement.
Yeah. Mm.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And
So oh yeah, go ahead.
no, sorry. I was going to say, I was going to prompt you to describe more about like the particular work that you bring to Radiant Effect, and why you love it. Like you have been in this world of movement and embodied movement, and I know that your passion for it's not just prescribing somebody like here go move on your own, like you are such a connector, and people really are magnetized to you. And so how does all of that weave into why you work the way that you do?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a great question. Like, I think a lot of it, when I think about like how Radiant Effect actually came together, I'll digress for a moment. Rachel and I have worked together for many years, and we've done a lot of different kind of moments of connection over the years. And she is an acupuncturist and integrative health coach, and we've done little mini retreats and offerings. And we came together during the pandemic um, because we both felt like people are really struggling with their mental health and
Mm.
with how to support themselves through this extremely stressful time. And our voices together had something unique to offer, and we really wanted to be in support of helping people to cope and to get through. We knew that that's where our gifts lie. And so we started to create this free restorative yoga offerings on Sunday nights for people. And it didn't take long before we realized that that wasn't enough. That wasn't actually hitting the mark for what people needed. Although it was supportive and we had a beautiful community, like they need more information. They need to really understand what is happening to them and
Mm.
why it's happening to them so that they can make better choices for themselves moving forward. So my background as a movement practitioner also lends into my own personal history, which um, comes from living with an autoimmune disease and riding the ebbs and flows of what that is like to live with that through my life. And so I've done a lot of work with nervous system health and working at the nervous system level, regulation of our nervous system, which comes in so many different shapes and sizes of how we can actually tap into that. But a big part of that is learning to embody ourselves and learning to actually be both inside of ourselves and in the world around us in a way that feels safe and open, and to be able to actually move through our emotional processes in a really healthy and supportive way. So Rachel and I decided that we would build this course. We call it Recalibrate, and it is this incredible offering where we can work at the nervous system level, and we bring in these educational pieces as well as that embodiment piece. And that's where I show up, is to actually just to provide a guidance, right? Because it's really inherent in who we are and how we show up. But sometimes we don't know how to tap into those parts of ourselves. It can be unfamiliar, uncomfortable, sometimes scary even. And having someone who's walked that path themselves it can be really, really helpful.
Oh, yeah, I think it's necessary. And I think that it creates a level of trust before like words even have to be exchanged. Like, oh, you've walked this journey or experienced this journey. Okay, you actually get it. And I think that speaks volumes. Um, Okay, thank you for sharing that. And if you're listening or watching right now and you're like, okay, I need to know more, towards the end of this conversation, I'm going to have Meg share all of the places that you can get connected with her and Radiant Effect and what that looks like. For right now, Meg, what I would love to hear is your perspective of if we flash back to a year ago and you think about getting registered for Platinum 2022, what was something you hoped that you might get out of the year together?
Yeah. Um, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. Rachel had been in the program before, and I think what I saw happen for her was like a wholeness. She really came in to own her own voice, and I respected that so much about her. And then as we came together as a business, it was a no-brainer for me. It was like, yes, we're at the baby steps of this, and we want to move forward as whole. And so I think, I don't know that I had an expectation, but I certainly was hopeful that we would find the support that we needed to really bring our voices together in a harmonious way that felt integrated and cohesive. Instead of these two satellites out there, we could actually come together.
I love that description. And now that, we've spent the better part of, 10 months together, but really a little bit more because we did have those like pre-calls leading up to Platinum and the guest speakers and all of that. And so now that you reflect back on the last year, what has been the transformation for you, whether it's something personal or within your business or maybe a blend of both, but where can you really feel that you've felt a transformation?
I love this. Right now, I'm actually looking at just off to the side of my desk here. I have, I'm going to pull it out for those that can see it. At the beginning of Platinum, you asked us all to drop into what our word of the year would be.
Mm,
Um, and I actually pulled a card for it, and the word was courage. And this resonates so much with the question that you've just asked me, because I think for me, that's really what has transformed is the courage to own my story, to own my voice, to show up in the business fully, to get it wrong, which we did many times, to make mistakes, but feel like we're not alone in making mistakes. We can actually ask for help and
mm.
find support to move through all of the mistakes that maybe came up along the way. Um, yeah, courage to dream, to
Yes.
really imagine what is possible for us. Because I think for both Rachel and I, we both know in our hearts that we have so much to offer, and sometimes it can feel like, how do I even go about tapping into that greater space?
Mhm.
But having both you and Kayla already kind of steps ahead in that, showing us and lighting the way and saying like, you can do this.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It's like, it's
Yeah.
big courage, I would say, if I had to
Oh,
distill it.
I love that so, so much. And yeah, the courage to use your voice, the courage to get back up when we fall down, because we're going to fall down, the courage to ask for help. Like these are things that sometimes I think people, we talk about transformation and sometimes people are looking for these like catastrophic things like, oh, well, I had this huge goal and maybe I didn't meet it. And it's like, and in my personal opinion, what feels more powerful is I've learned how to use my voice. I've learned how to dream. I've learned how to ask for help. Like that goes beyond what happens in 1 year. That's, you take
Mhm.
that with you for the rest of your life. And I think that's
Totally,
so,
Nick. What you're saying about it, like, it doesn't have to be like, we don't necessarily need an earthquake.
yeah,
Sometimes we just need like, what's the next step?
yeah.
And Platinum has really created a beautiful platform for that. What's the next step that I need to take right now to grow,
Hmm.
to expand, to learn? Yeah, to show
Oh,
up.
and your growth, the two of you and Radiant Fact, it's like, it's amazing. Anyways, I could go on a whole other tangent about all the growth I've seen in you, but your work reflects it. So there's enough there to be said for that. Meg, let's talk about what has the community felt like for you, whether it's the in-person when we were at the retreat, or if it was coming onto the Vortex or Q&A calls, or just collaborations, connections you've made this past year. How do you feel about the community?
Well, I think this is one of the things that really sets my aligned purpose apart, is that um, you cultivate community in a unique kind of way that really asks people to show up as their whole selves. And in doing so, people tap into their vulnerability. And with that vulnerability comes strong connection. And I've had the privilege with my accountability buddy to do that. And it's really hilarious because we still have not actually met in person.
Really?
And which is just like crazy.
Wow.
Um, and we don't necessarily do the connection every single day, but I feel such a strong affinity with this woman that I know I can reach out to her at any point and she's got my back. So that's
Mhm.
just like one little piece of it. And then, of course, in our bigger environment, um, the community is so beautiful in, again, this place of open, honest sharing, but also the big cheerleading energy of like,
Mm.
you can do this. We've got your back. You're not alone. I was sharing with our group on our last call because there were some women that were feeling a little apprehensive about like going all in. It's like, you guys don't have to worry about going all in because you're not alone. Like,
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to go alone. I've been an entrepreneur for most of my adult life, and going it alone it sucks.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And this is not that. This is a team of people they help you show up for your business. They help promote your business. They, sometimes participate in your
Yeah.
business. It's so multifaceted in that kind of way. So yeah, I think it's really unique what's been crafted there, and the opportunity to all be together on the retreat was just next level, like amazing connections there. It was really incredible.
Yes, and Meg and I had our own little moment
Yeah,
of
we did.
holding hands and eye gazing, and it was like nothing that I've experienced in a long, long time. I was crying, I was laughing, I was like, Meg, I think I just fell in love with you. I don't know what's going on, but this is so special. So yeah, the retreat, the in-person connection is so good. And I can't believe that you and your accountability buddy haven't met yet. So you two need to arrange your own special little like get together date and make that happen, because your energy together would just be like magnets. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the plan is that she may actually come out this direction. I'm out in Jordan River, and it is a beautiful space here, and she may actually come and do an offering here at some point in the future. So,
Oh, yay. I love
oh
that.
yay.
Oh, so good. Okay, Meg, I want people to know how they can work with you, how they sign up, where do they pay you, how do they get into your world? Let's talk about all of the places and spaces that you and Radiant Effect are hanging out in.
Yeah, well, first off, the website is an easy place to connect. It's radianteffect.ca. We're also on Instagram, and the handle is radianteffect.ca. You can't mess it up. Just keep going for radianteffect.ca. You'll find us there.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook group that you're welcome to come and join. That is just an open community for people that are interested in learning more and joining in with other people that are on their health journey and wellness journey. If you want support in that environment, again, if you look up Radiant Effect, you'll be able to find us in that capacity. If you're looking for just me, you can find me at Meghan Aris, Meghan with an H. I know it's one of those names that actually, I think it's one of the names that has the most amount of different spellings in the world.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Diverse.
But yeah, that's how you would find us. We do have some new offerings coming up in January that if you stay tuned and hop on our mailing list, you'll be able to find out what's coming. I'm really excited about it. We also just started our Recalibrate program, which is the nervous system course. We've run it now 5 times, so it's really exciting. We've kind of really gelled together what has to happen there, and the next cohort will be in the spring. So if that's something that you're like, that's what I need, you can also get on our waiting list on our website to join us there.
And I highly recommend, highly, highly, highly recommend. Yeah, just everybody who's watching, listening, if you're not already in their world, go check it out. It's you two are up to some really cool stuff, and I can't wait to spend another year together, and I can't wait to see what unfolds for Radiant Effect. I myself am a visionary, and I see really big, and I'm just like, oh, okay, you guys got the groundwork this year, the foundation, it is solid, and now I see exponential growth. I just see like, okay, this is the year, this is the it's all things are in place now. Let's keep on growing.
Totally, Nick. That's exactly it. And platinum has really, really helped us to get through the weeds to find out exactly what it is that we have to offer and how to do it in the best way. So you're right. Next year is about growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with me today, Meg. I love your energy. I love the work that you do. I love what you bring to the community. I'm so, so, so grateful to have you in this container and for hearing from you today.
Thank you so much, Nick. I will eye gaze with you anytime.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. Thanks, Meg.